Hello and welcome to another edition of Toys from the Attic. For today's episode, I thought I'd be taking a look at Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Ace Duck action figure. So without further ado, let's take a closer look at this guy. One day, hungry for duck brains, Krang orders Shredder to teleport several ducks to Dimension X for his meal. While collecting the ducks, the famous test pilot, Ace Conrad, was accidentally caught in the teleporter. This resulted in the plane crashing to the ground, and out of the wreckage, Conrad found himself to be the new mutant, Ace Duck. Soon after meeting the turtles, they realized he wasn't just some quack off the street, and they decided to hire Ace to pilot their turtle blimp. Always looking for a good adventure, Ace Duck has become the turtles' fearless flying friend. Alright, so here we have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Ace Duck action figure. Now, as my collection started to grow, I started to play with this guy less and less. However, he still holds a special place in my heart. He's one of the few figures I remember going to the toy store and actually buying with my own money. A lot of the other characters at the time were given to me either as birthday gifts or Christmas gifts, but I remember distinctly going and picking this guy up. At the time I was 6 and I was kind of into some pilot characters from other TV shows, and so the bomber jacket really appealed to me. And the fact that he had these wings that could actually fold out and you could pretend he was flying, I thought was really cool. Just kind of funny that he's a duck, he's a pilot, and he can fly on his own. What can I say, I was 6. As far as his detailing goes, he's one of the first line of actual characters, probably one of the second lines actually. So there wasn't that much detailing to him. I mean, his jacket is fairly simple. You get some little patches here and there, along with his pockets, and his pants are actually fairly simple. There's some nice detail work in his feathers, but that's actually about it. Later characters in the line, yeah, they'd be a lot more heavily sculpted, but since he's one of the first ones, you can kind of overlook that. His articulation, however, is surprisingly good. His head can move side to side very well. There's no hindrance from his jacket or his feathers. His arms actually have this nice swivel right here, giving him a much broader range than any of the Turtles figures or villains at the time, and he has a little bit of wrist articulation. His legs are the standard ball joints, so you can kind of get them around in different areas. Now, I will apologize because I am missing some of his accessories, actually a lot of them. The wings are the only ones that I was actually able to hold on to all these years. He came with a camel-colored belt that would hold white egg grenades. It's kind of odd to think that a male duck would have eggs as grenades. But anyways, he also came with a realistic little pistol that would actually fit snugly in his hand. Looking back, it's kind of odd that, yeah, the figures actually came with more realistic guns that they would actually use on the enemies all the time. Back then, I guess parents weren't all that concerned about their kids having characters that would wield guns all the time. Yeah, later Ninja Turtles, they would come with weapons too, but they would either be giant laser guns, or the guns would be mutated in some way, or have some sort of animal on it, or be combined with some other piece of technology to, I guess, circumvent the fact that, yeah, they're holding guns. The other major accessory that he had is actually his big wings that you can actually see right here. They just fold out. You just manually fold both of them out, and you can kind of position them however you want. The other nice thing about these is if you wanted to get them inside a vehicle, you could actually just pop them off. There's a nice little peg right there, and hole that they actually just snapped right into. So that was a neat little feature too, that yeah, you can still get them into the vehicles. The wings weren't all that much of a hindrance. Now, there is one part of his accessories that I really wish I had, which was his hat. And this makes me think that there's 3 different versions of this figure. I definitely know that there's 2. The one I have is what I believe to be the original one, where the hat just fits snugly on his head and you hope that it never came off and got lost. Sadly, that actually happened all the time. You can see it happen with mine. The second version of this guy actually has a hole drilled into his head, and I believe the hat actually had a little peg to fit on. If my memory serves me correct, I believe one of my friends actually had that figure, so that's why I know there's a difference. Now, I'm not 100% sure, but I think that a third version of this guy actually came out where the hat was just fully molded onto his head and it never came off. But I'm not 100% sure on that one. As far as figures go, yeah, he might be kind of simple compared to some of the later Turtles that we came out with, but Ace Duck still holds a very sentimental place in my heart. Once again, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed what you've seen today, please help me out by sharing, liking, or even subscribing. Comments and advice are also appreciated. Who knows, something you suggest may appear on the show in the future.